going on, everyone? Kelly Cavallaro here, one half of 7 Era Media, and welcome to today's edition of the Honky Tonk Highway. That's right, another episode. We're here. It's back. I'm back. So, today's guest, before we get to him, a couple quick announcements, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, follow YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You're not going to miss anything we post. This way, you don't miss anything that we do. Don't forget, especially go to YouTube for this weekend, because that's right, everything we broadcast at the dance event this weekend will be done on YouTube. Also, every Tuesday, Honky Tonk Highway hits the radio waves. That's right. It's on All In Dancer Radio every Tuesday, 9 to 11 Eastern, 2 to 4 UK time. If you're like Maddie B, who's actually on time today, it's way early for her over in Washington. It's 6 a.m. So you can always get up early and come join me. And don't forget, if you don't have time to watch, we rip the audio out, and the Honky Tonk Highway is now a podcast. Head over to Apple iTunes or Spotify. You can listen in on there. So today's guest is kind of special because you know what? She is doing something no one else has done before in the UCWDC. She's about to hold the very first virtual competition for the United Country Western Dance Council, happening next weekend, April 30th through May 2nd. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Atlanta, Miss Jennifer Egl. I know I probably butchered that because I always do.
It's okay. It's like Eggle waffles with an L. So it's just Eggle.
Hey, that's actually a pretty easy way to learn that. Okay. So thanks for coming on today, Jen. I'm glad to have you, and I'm super excited about next week. That's for sure. Are you ripping your hair
I'm
out yet?
excited too. Yeah.
Are you ripping your hair out going crazy yet?
Oh no. Well, I have you helping me, so
Yeah, guys, for the first time ever, the UCWDC is having an all virtual competition. First off, huge shout out to Beth Emerson and Lee and Marcy Hart for pulling off Oklahoma Dance Rush last week after this year off. Heard the turnout was great, saw all the pictures. It was great to see dancing happening again back on the floor live in person. It was absolutely amazing. So today's show, we're going to kind of give you all the ins and outs you need to do. Hopefully we'll answer all the questions of what the virtual event's going to look like and how you're going to be able to access it. This was pretty much a nice big question answer sessions for anybody who had questions out there. And hopefully we'll be able to explain everything to you. I did something very similar when we did the CBAs because we're using the same platform. It's not going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on Zoom webinar. This way we don't get kicked off. This way everything gets to, that way when you hear that same West Coast swing 5 times in a row, Facebook doesn't say, hey, after the second one, okay, we've had enough. They're going to kick you off. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to show you. I actually set up a test Zoom, guys, and I'm going to actually log into it and show you what the screens will look like and give you some little ins and outs. So to start things off, what made you actually want to run it virtually, Jen?
well, I think in 2020 we were all caught by surprise and we didn't know how to react. Like if you ever would have told me that Peach State was going to be canceled, I would have slapped you
Right?
because I would not have believed it. Yeah.
For the second, yeah, for
So
the
we
second
just,
time especially too. I didn't never thought.
yes, yes. Last year was really hard to sit by and wait and try and see what was going to happen. So this year, again, we're like, we didn't have the World Championships. What are we going to do? Bill canceled Peach State. And I had some other friends who dance ballroom and country come to me. And so I can actually give them the credit. And they said, you have to do something because we just did a ballroom virtual event. And we had a fantastic time filming and practicing for it. And we got feedback, and we're just, excited to do something. And we don't know what's going to happen with the country scene.
Right.
So, why not try virtual? So it just had good timing because we have 2 council meetings a year. We have one in February and one in September. So this happened in January. So I was able to take it to the council meeting and have the general council vote on it.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I remember Gary saying yesterday he loves how he'll randomly show up in the studio on a Tuesday at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and you'll see someone all decked out getting ready to record videos
Hmm.
out of the blue, and he just is something you don't normally get to see.
Right.
So, so for those who out there have never used Zoom, guys, it's pretty easy. There are a couple things, but overall, it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, if you sign up either through Country Dance Director, or after the event, after this show, we'll be sharing the link to the actual Zoom webinar. You can sign up both ways for the Spectator Pass. You're going to get an email. You're going to get a confirmation email that says you've registered, blah blah blah, and a couple things to do. It's pretty. It's going to be just like the emails you get when someone sends you an invite to a Zoom meeting. No different. The only difference between the webinar and the Zoom meetings is you don't turn on your camera or your audio. You just get to sit there, enjoy, and watch and chat. So, like Clive says, I can sit there and be in my pajamas and nobody would know. So, that's pretty much the only big difference. There's still the chat functions and all that, and you can still type, you can still go in and out. The only other thing that's going to be different is, and for those who logged in through the CBAs with us, it's turned on the same way. You can only be logged into one device at a time. So that way you can't share your pass. So if you're logged into Zoom on your iPad, it's not going to let you log into your Zoom account on your computer. So that way you can't do the two devices. That way one person's not paying the money and giving it out to 472 different people. Just a precautionary thing. We did it for the Crystal
Hmm.
Boots. We kept it for this. Um,
Hmm.
Other
We
than
have a
that,
limit too.
right, and other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's got the same functionalities as every other Zoom thing. And if you haven't used Zoom in the last year and a half, you might be living under a rock, because I think everybody has been on Zoom at least once for something in the past year. So I'm going to actually switch it over now. You should get a view. You're still going to see mine and Jennifer's smiling face, but now you get a view of my iPad. So as you can see, I have it highlighted. I set up a test Zoom that's already running in the background. Um, that way I can sit there and you can see all of this. And all I got to do, I'm going to get an email. Of course, I haven't registered yet. Yours will already say that you're registered. But I'm going to literally click on it, and it's going to send me to Zoom. This is what the test one looks like. I'm literally going to put in my information. The only difference between this and what you're going to see when you sign up is it's going to have you go through your PayPal and pay if you come through the normal Zoom. If you already registered through Country Dance Director, you're going to get an email saying you're already in. You're going to get an email that's either going to have my name or Jennifer's name on it when I send them out, and it's going to say, click here. It's really simple, I promise. So let me go through all this real quick. I didn't pre-do this because I wanted y'all to see every step that you'll go through. Now, the only difference is normally if this was the normal one, this would not say join webinar in progress, because of course it's not going to be in progress, but it's going to have a link to say it's going to charge you the amount through PayPal, and it's going to have you pay through PayPal and then go. Only differences. But now I'm going to click join webinar in progress, open this page in Zoom. I have the Zoom app already downloaded on my iPad. Now, the smart thing to do would go ahead and do that. Download Zoom. Don't go through the web browser. It's not a bad thing. You're going to have a lot more ease of functionality having the app already downloaded. That's just my personal preference, and from what I've experienced with it, go ahead and download the app. So I'm going to hit open. It pops up my app. Now you're going to see a never-ending screen of me and Jen and my iPad screen. Literally, because it's just replicating. So I really wanted to do it, though, to show you the buttons you're going to have. So ignore everything in the box. Just pay attention to the buttons I open up. You're going to see that I can leave up in the top right corner, top left corner. You can leave, raise your hand, chat, Q&A, and then there's a more button where you can minimize the webinar and disconnect the audio. Um, like I said, you're not going to have the option to turn on the camera. You're not going to have the option to turn on the microphone. We have that turned off in the back purposely for no one can interrupt what we're broadcasting out. That way, no one can turn around and get tired of watching it, turn on their camera, and be like, oh, you don't get to watch the rest of the heats. It's just in case you hit a wrong button. But you can literally hit that chat button. On the computer, the chat button will be off to the side, or you can detach it and it can be a floating box you can put anywhere. The chat function on the iPad or a phone pops up right in the middle. So it will block off what you're seeing on an iPad. On a computer, it will not. The other main thing is, as you can see at the bottom, it says send to, and right now it says all panelists, right above where you would type. The kicker is there, if you're going to have a drop-down menu, you're going to want to select all panelists and attendees, because if you leave the all panelists up, only I would see it, because I'm the only one in the background. But if you put all panelists and attendees, you can chat with everybody else watching the event with you. And that's pretty much it. That's all you have to worry about. What will look out in the screen, you'll have the videos being played for you. You'll have the awards. You'll have the workshops. All will pop up right in the middle like you're watching on your screen like you do in a Zoom. It'll be nice full screen. You can plug in an HDMI cable and cast it to your TV, as you learned through like when y'all did the CBAs with us. There's possibly going to be polls. We already know what polls are. I might ask questions throughout the weekend, what you might like, what you might dislike, different experiences to get your answer. And it's going to be just like when we voted at the CBAs. So that's pretty much it. There's really no differences between the meeting and the webinar, really, except for the fact that your camera and your audio is not on.
And then Kelly, you can't fast forward or rewind, and if you have to take a break, it's going to keep going. Sorry if you have to get up and go make popcorn. The broadcast keeps going. You can't pause it or stop it.
Yes, it will not pause. It will not stop. It will keep going. You can log off and log back in. You can leave and log off if you need to go somewhere. The only catch is don't make sure to log back into the same device, or log completely out of the device you're on off of Zoom. Say you're on your computer and you want to leave somewhere and watch it on your iPad. Make sure you log yourself out of Zoom on your computer. That way when you go to log in on your iPad, it will allow you. Because if not, it will not allow you to do it. It'll ask you to
will it let you to a different IP address?
Do what?
Is it a Zoom account or IP address?
It's actually your Zoom account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we learned that during the CBAs because Zoom says one thing and it's really another. So, but you have to log out. Most people don't realize that they actually are logged in on the devices half the time. They just open up a Zoom meeting and think that it's there. They don't even realize that you could be logged in on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. They just open up Zoom. As long as you go to Zoom and log out completely, like how I did on my iPad. Normally I'm logged into my other account that I'm broadcasting on Zoom with. But in order to be able to see it, I had to log completely out of my Zoom on here, log in with a different email address, and set up a Zoom with a different email address and log in. So that way I was able to do both at the same time. But as long as I log out completely, like if you're on your computer watching all day and you log out of Zoom completely and you go to log in your iPad, it will let you. You just can't be on two devices at the same time. That way it's that protective thing of not being able to share your link. That way every person that's using it pays. So the only really other thing, guys, like I said, you're going to get the email reminder. It's set up. You're going to get an email 24 hours before, and you're going to get an email an hour before. So on Friday, I think it's noon. So you'll get noon on Thursday, and then 11 a.m., by the way, Eastern.
Eastern.
It's set in Eastern time zone. So at noon on Thursday and then 11 a.m. on Friday, you'll get the reminder that it's starting. Um, and then you can leave and go out, once it starts. Once I make it accessible, it'll probably be about 15 minutes before you'll be able to log in. But no one can come in and join it. It's going to give you a blank screen that says the webinar has not begun yet until I actually hit the start button. Mm-hmm. Just for anybody out there who's wondering why I can't wait early, it's until I start. And then you'll get another link for Saturday. Just like we did for those who came and joined us for the CBAs. Every day is going to be a different link. The issues we had with Zoom with the recording and watching the playback has been fixed. It will go 24 hours after we end. So whatever time we end on Friday, 24 hours after that, you'll get an email saying that it's able to be watched. And those you're able to fast forward and rewind and skip around. Those you don't have to watch from start to finish. The playbacks you're able to watch at your own place and all that. Same thing with Saturday. Whenever we get done on Saturday will end, boom, and then it will, 24 hours after that, you'll get an email saying you're able to watch it. Here's the playback. And I believe we're going to leave the playback up for a couple weeks. That way it gives you time to watch it for those who pay to join us. So you can go back and watch it at your leisure for the next couple weeks after. So, and if you have any questions during that entire thing, don't hesitate to ask. There are question buttons that you can just send a question directly to me if you don't feel comfortable sending it to someone. Or if it's beforehand, you can send it straight to me on Facebook, send it right here to what you're watching on, send it to my email, bug Jennifer, send it to Jennifer, she can then bug me. It's either way, I'll answer any question. I'm pretty easy like that. I try to make everything as simple and smooth as possible and everything run to where nobody has issues. So fingers crossed it's going to be smooth sailing. There shouldn't be any issues. The editing process is going good. Tons of competitors. I love to see it. I'm glad I'm not an MC and have to pronounce some of these names though.
That's why I only did first names, so.
Well, I don't know. Going through some of the couples, I couldn't get through the first names.
Yeah. You just say it really fast.
You go, right. Anything you want to touch on that I maybe missed? I know I went on there for a while.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I just want to mention that for people who haven't been involved with us through the process of prepping for this event, the competition is pre-recorded, so there's no live, people on the floor versus people on a video, any of that stuff. So all the entries were pre-recorded. There were no restrictions or mandatory backgrounds. So you'll see people in a beautiful dance studios. You will also see people in their beautiful living rooms with their dog's tail wagging, like the whole point of having this virtual event was to get people dancing again. If they can't go out, do it in your living room. Like Amy Allen's team went out to the park and did it in front of the lake and all that stuff, and it's beautiful. So just wanted to get people out there and dancing.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm happy to see it. I know that year of no competitions was rough. I was very happy when you contacted me. I'm glad to see dancing happen again. And I don't see virtual being able to go away completely. I think you're going to have some kind of aspect of it for a while. It's just how the world's going to work. And
yeah, especially in Europe, in Asia.
Yeah. And just how people have gotten a lot more accustomed to it. It's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be a really good thing from here on out, having the option, because some people just aren't going to want to leave again. And the more options you can give someone, it's just going to be beneficial for everyone, I think, in my opinion. So, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to type them up, ask away. Don't be shy. There is no stupid question. I promise. I ask a lot of questions. I promise. There's no stupid questions. Um, so, like I said at the end, we'll be sharing out the link. It's all set up, ready for me to send to Jennifer for we can get it out there. Um, yeah, pretty much for anybody who's watching who participated in the CBAs, you're going to go through the same process. It's really no different. I know Maddie B says she's got her spectator pass already. She's ready to watch everybody dance. Um, so she also says you look stunning, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Or was she talking to you?
No, she's used to seeing my mug. So.
Oh, we'll have a schedule out soon too. So everybody who's waiting to know when
Yes.
who dances when, Kelly and I are working on that, and we'll post it on the Mid Atlantic website very soon. So hopefully by Sunday, Monday, it'll be out there.
Um, awesome. Jane wants to know what is the event price? It's $20, Jane, for you to watch. Um, we made it $20 through the Zoom because if you pay through Country Dance Director, it's 15 plus a $5 charge anyway, which equals 20. So the difference is it's just as easy to do the PayPal. So it's going to be $20, and I will send you that link to the Zoom because I know you asked me to as soon as I haven't had it available. I'll send it to you this afternoon when I'm done with the show, Jane. Miss you. Hope everything's good up north.
And it includes the workshops too. So we have some
Yes.
phenomenal people teaching workshops. Gary and Susan, who were on with you yesterday.
Yep.
We have Mark and Sylvie all the way from Canada, locked up there. They shut the border. But they still have a studio, so they were able to provide a two-step video for us. We had Brian B. and Miss Megan, Patty Vo doing a West Coast swing in our garage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Satu.
yeah. Yes, Satu, all the way from the Netherlands. And then we have Dennis Woods and Shalene Archer, who are my smoothies, but they also love country too. Damon D'Amico from
Yep.
Texas is going to do a nightclub for us. And then we have Ceci, who is a phenomenal dancer, but she's actually going to do a hair and makeup tutorial. So I'm excited about that.
Of course.
Hey, competition makeup and hair is hard, so
that's why you just pay someone to do it.
exact Ceci. Yep, she's phenomenal. Yep.
Luckily, I'm a guy. I don't have that problem. I just have to make sure I remember my hat. So, trim the beard. That's pretty much all I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have some more fun stuff too that we're throwing in. The event, we have a band. Like, why not have a band, right? So you guys will see some fun videos from Brassfield, which is Susie Pennington's daughter is in that trio. So we're really excited about that. And just throwing in some fun stuff here and there. And we have some great prizes too. We have stuff from Ballroom Box, which is a subscription service, gift certificates, vouchers, whatever you want to call them, from DDC, which is new and resale dresses and gentlemen's wear too, Kelly. Um, Dan Shoes in Tennessee, has always been a huge supporter of Mid Atlantic as long as I say always, as long as I've been on it. But John and Patsy are, big promoters of dance, and they drive all over the place with all those shoes too. And then we have passes to different UCWDC and ACDA events that were sponsored by those event directors. And then Satu is also
Yep.
sponsoring a voucher for Satu Design. So we have some great stuff to give away to some lucky competitors.
Yeah, ton. I love it when you every time you got a new one and you kept posting it. It was
Yeah,
great. Got to see all the different
I'm like,
prizes. Some
can I
people are
keep
going to
it?
get very, very lucky.
Oh yeah, and the girl with the tree tattoo. So if y'all remember, we streamed with Flow Dance in 2019, and there's preview articles for each one of those streaming activities and also the World Championships. So Katie is the girl with the tree tattoo, and she does some freelance writing. So she actually wrote those articles, and she's a writer as well as a dancer. So we have a whole set of books from her to give away too to a lucky competitor.
Awesome. Lots of stuff, guys. You're going to miss
Mhm.
out if you didn't register.
I know. There's next year though.
There is always next year.
I'm in 2022.
Hopefully in person. I'm hoping by then.
Yes.
I'm hoping by then in person.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's weird. I'm going to one of my second now dance event live in person. I leave in the
Hmm.
morning. I'm going to Texas, which is it's still a weird feeling. It's that weird going back, getting into the motion. So I can imagine people busting out dresses and their costumes after a year. What they
Hmm.
when they go through. Mine would, if
Yep.
I was competing, mine would not have fit from last year. I can tell you that right now. That would not have happened. I definitely would not. The one thing that I guess Florida was good at, the one thing that did open up quickly was restaurants.
Hmm.
So I have definitely been full on support the restaurant industry since it's opened. So that, and I had my son here for 2 months. All he wanted to do was eat.
Hmm.
So
And go to
yeah,
Disney
yeah, eat and go to Disney. Which all he wanted to do at Disney was ride rides and eat.
and
The
eat.
kid is
Yes.
obsessed. The kid is obsessed with churros.
Hmm.
So yeah. So, but yeah, guys, ask your questions away. If you don't have any, tell us what you're looking forward to. Um, like I said again, we tried to cover as much as possible. We simplified it really well for you. The big thing, like we said, don't freak out when you log in and you can't turn on your camera or no one can hear you. We're not supposed to be able to hear you. I promise. I promise you that one. And the other one is just making sure on your chat function, turn it to panelists and attendees, not just panelists. That way everybody can chat with you. Unless you just want to send me messages and just leave it at panelists, because I'll be the only one that sees them. So I promise on that one. Um, but no, you got a great judging staff, great workshops. Um, Mr. Getty's the contest coordinator. He's going to be making sure everything goes smooth. Should be a
Hmm.
great weekend. So, yeah, I'm trying to look at the chat to see if any questions are coming in, as my chat is on the side of my screen. It's weird because that's the only thing that's not going in like four things at once, because I have
Hmm.
the iPad and thing, so it's like I see nothing but heads of Jennifer everywhere.
Great. That could be a nightmare.
So I'm judging this as 7 Media just said, "Hey everyone." I'm guessing Kelly logged in.
Hey, Kelly.
um, Betsy Reams King just says, "What time will it start on Saturday?"
We
Believe
don't know yet, Betsy.
I believe we're going for about 9 a.m. ish, Betsy. We're hammering down the times of the sessions and all the workshops now, and I believe she's going to post a schedule this weekend. Once we hammer it down, once we know how long the sessions are going to last, and then all the workshops in. So it's going to be somewhere between 9 and 10 on Saturday. That is for sure. I promise. We both made a pact. We really didn't want to go any earlier. The fact that you're not in person, we kind of wanted to give y'all a little reprieve and not have to get up for an 8 a.m. start time.
Mhm.
Which we just thought, like, do we really want to do that to them, even though they're not having to get out of their bed?
Right?
She just said, "Glad it's not 7."
Yeah.
We should do that. We should wake up and post. If you're not in your heat, if you're not seeing your floor mom yet, you're late.
Right? It's 5 a.m. Start doing your hair and your makeup.
Right? Get up, get all dolled up, share your pictures, share your dress. We want to see you in your best. Satu just says, "I'm so excited to judge and see everybody dancing again." I'm looking forward to it. As I've been watching, as I've been edited, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving getting to see everything done.
Mhm.
It's in a way, it's made me miss competing. Not that much though yet. Don't give me that look. um, yeah, it kind of missed it. I loved yesterday talking when Gary and Susan were talking, and I made Gary pick their dream event and his best five. I love that
Hmm.
he went with all old school dancers.
Hmm.
And no, for those listening, of all the people he named, Ronnie, that does not mean I'm calling you old, because I know of all people, you'd be like, "What do you mean you're calling me old?" Ronnie, I'm not calling you old. You're good. Justin, what's going on, man? Long time no see. Haven't seen you in shoot 2 years at Indy. Wow. He says, "Come back. We need more males." Yeah, that's one thing that hasn't changed. That has been the same. Yeah, more males have always been the problem. Satu, I
Hmm.
totally agree. No, do not give them anybody any ideas. Maybe if they change the rule where you don't have to qualify in both divisions.
Hmm.
I hate that's the one thing I do hate. I hate the fact that line dancers have to do both to get to superstars. That's just crazy. Yeah, that's I think that's the one thing that's kept me out of it. The fact that I'd have to learn that many
A lot.
when in advanced. Yep, it's crazy. It was bad with 10, which wasn't horrible, but then when they added stage, it made it where it's 6 and 6. It's just like,
6. Hmm.
oh, like I'm just glad now, at least if I'm not mistaken, they're at least changing the dances at the same time, not sporadically. And you had to
Correct. Yes.
change. That was rough. Yeah,
Hmm.
Satu's like, haha, yeah, 12 dances. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't
I
miss
I
that.
don't know the answer to that 100% for showcase though. I know for classic
Yeah,
it does change every whenever they decide to start the cycle over. We haven't changed it yet, but
yes.
um,
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're not getting the new order yet. We're doing the old order. For those
we
not
are
to
doing the
confuse
old
you when you
order
see the videos.
for Mid Atlantic as well as they did that in Oklahoma City. So
Yep.
Texas Classic is supposed to be the first on deck with the new dance order.
Awesome sauce. Don Musgrave. I thought 8 dance was a challenge. Um, it's not bad. I still refuse to do triple two. I learned it. Never liked it. I'm glad now because it doesn't start with triple two, does it?
Starts
No,
with waltz.
waltz now, which still doesn't have. Uh, I always never understood the starting with a slow dance, and
Hmm.
I guess like especially for like Saturday morning, which is normally newcomers, 7 a.m. warm up. The first thing you do is come out and be nice and slow.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
hated that. I'm like, nope, let's get going. Right, exactly. Like, let's go. That's why I always started with polka.
Hmm.
That's why I always started with polka. I was like, nope, I can skip it. Granted, also, my coach back in the day that was training me for my male, hated triple two. Rex Jones. He couldn't stand triple two, so it was great. I'm like, yes.
I don't know if I think he still does not do that dance, but
Probably not. He would. It was awesome. Yeah, I was like, good. I don't want a triple two. Perfect. So Don was like, I thought 8 dance was a challenge, and she said, thorn in my side is triple two. Yes, I'm not a huge. I love the music. I just never was. I never got into the whole going slow to start off the day. I just wanted to go fast.
Mhm.
So polka, East Coast swing, some two step. I'm good. Even cha cha's faster. It's great.
True.
I just never with the polka, but now waltz. It's not really much better.
Hmm.
I like them separating it though. I like how it's going like with the masters fights. I love that.
Hmm.
Absolutely love
My
that.
concern is that maybe we're not in such good shape after COVID and having to do polka and East Coast swing at the very end. Whew, it's gonna be tough.
At least you at least you'll have a couple heats in between.
Yeah.
That that
Well,
that
if we do. if we do keep this dance order for next year for Mid-Atlantic, we will have mandatory song breaks between because, like we'll have to wipe the sweat off and everything. So,
Hose down the floor. There you go.
hmm
Yeah. That is a little. I remember watching some Masters heats. I'm like, they're going to be hurting here in a minute when they had that dance order.
hmm
And then remember when they had the Open 8? The Open
Oh
8 dance
yeah.
challenge? Oh yeah, that was whew, you want to talk about killer.
hmm
I remember one year watching Paul. I think at Worlds it was Paul and no, Bob and Paula versus and Robert and Nicola. That was that was that was rough to watch because after about 6 in a row, those last couple were oof, just it was just rough. Yeah, you better be in top notch shape.
hmm
That is for sure. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing the different order. So Dawn says she loves polka. She's super excited. My first dive into this. Maddie B back from work call. Missed it all. Oh, Mads. Oh, oh,
All those
ouch.
nice things we said about her.
I know. Well, and since I know, because I know you jumped in yesterday. I know I messaged you, Maddie, but huge happy 40th birthday, darling. Um, Disappointed I'm not going to get to see you this week um, in Dallas, but I can't wait to see you again. It's been good getting your when we get the video chat, but um, huge happy birthday. I saw what Paul did. Huge celebration for you. It was great to see that. So can't wait to see you again. Dawn says, advice for first time people: run. No, that was a joke. It was too easy to
Oh.
do. um, you've already done the hard part. You don't have to dance. You've already danced. You already did the videos. There's no
Mhm.
getting nervous. There's no jitters. You already went through it. Now you just got to sit back and watch and wait. Um,
Mhm.
that's that's pretty much it on that. There's really nothing else on that. Um,
Yeah, you don't have to search for your bib number or
no,
safety pins. You don't have to go find the heat list in the ballroom and try and like figure out which one's you and write it down
right.
on your envelope or
You
put
don't
it in your
right. You don't
phone.
have to worry about getting. You don't have to worry about getting lost. You don't have to worry about not being lined up. You don't have to worry about getting yelled at by a floor mom. You don't have to
hmm
worry about the whole competition stopping because you're not in the ballroom. That you got. This is honestly, if I was a pro and had amateurs, this would have been the one competition I'd get every one of my first time students to sign up for, or ones that
hmm
like, or ones that had just started at the beginning of when COVID hit, because you're getting the part that you're supposed to be focused on, which is the dancing, done in the comfort of your own studio, home, location, wherever, where you shouldn't be nervous because you've been dancing there this entire time or whenever you're able to go back. You don't have to worry about getting in front of being in front of judges that you've never met or could scare you. You don't have to worry about the travel. You don't have to worry about none of that. Um,
And you get feedback.
yeah, and you're right. That's the other big thing. Every competitor is getting feedback, straight
Yep.
feedback from just judges that are giving you feedback.
hmm
So you're getting honest, straight up feedback on what to do. Um, Natasha Smith just says, "What about advice for people who want to compete for the first time in the future?" Um, Maddie B says, "Write me. I will help you." I felt
Or you
honestly,
can write me, I'll help you too.
write Jennifer, write Maddie. Pretty much ask
hmm
anybody who competes. They're pretty easy on sending you in the right direction. Um,
hmm
I that's pretty much that. Just ask straight up. Send a message and ask. Um, I've I tell people that all the time. Anybody who's wanted to do live streaming through this pandemic, message me. If I can answer your question or give you help, I have. Like, I've talked to people all the time about what to do with their live feeds, what to do with their streaming, what to do with going live, what not to do. That's the biggest one. And I'm just ask. Maddie, you don't have to figure out which line dances are active. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's pretty much this would be the best way for a first timer or a newcomer, because everything that would be the nervousness is gone. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday to start getting ready to have 7 a.m. warm-ups for an 8 a.m. start time. None of that. If I had AMs, this would be the perfect competition. That they should have signed up every one of them, every one of their new ones. I would, because at least got them it got them their feet wet to what they were going to go through.
And that's the great thing about virtual is you get to film, where you're comfortable in your home studio or your home or wherever you decided to film. And it's cost saving so that when you're ready to go places, you'll have that extra money to maybe add an extra comp to your schedule that you wouldn't have otherwise, or go to the World Championships, or get some extra coaching.
Right. I know of people in Florida, especially. This would be perfect. Anybody who wanted to compete, they competed you. No travel costs to go to Mid-Atlantic. They had to send in videos and pay. Coming up in the beginning of June, there's an event in their own state. Hey, look, very minimal travel cost. There's your 2 qualifiers. And then boom, where's Worlds at this year? In Orlando. Florida. Boom. You can go to the World Championships with traveling 0 times out of your state. That is massive. Because let me tell you, competing is not cheap. But man, this is perfect. Dawn says, I agree, and a new competitor and dancer to the circuit. And then Maddie B says, I will say, humble yourself. No matter how good you are socially, be open to learning technique. Dancing becomes so much better when you know the proper technique. 100% agree on that one.
I agree too, because I danced amateur in the 90s and I took a really long break. And then when I came back to dance pro-am, I was like, oh, I'm really good at this country stuff.
Yeah. When I left for a while after I danced Division 4 and then Division 3, and then I went to Texas, and then when I left dancing altogether. When I came back, I went all the way back to Division 3, and I'm like, yep, glad I did that. But yeah, definitely just stay humble, learn and learn. So Dawn says, yes, we are lucky here in Florida. Yes. This year we are. With Worlds being here this year, this is the perfect time for anybody in the state of Florida wanting to dance again. Absolutely. So we have one active UCWDC event here, because I believe Panama City is already canceled this year.
They're on hiatus this year, yeah. So they won't come back until 2022.
And then anybody who danced virtually already, boom, there you go. Even in a normal year, with getting the 3 qualifiers, we only literally had to leave the state once, and it was to Georgia. So Florida dancers have always been very lucky, been very blessed. Florida, Texas, and California, the dancers in those 3 states very rarely have to leave or go far away from home in order to qualify. It's just always, it's been like that forever. Satu's like, I can't wait to get back to Florida. Come on over.
I know. She's like, Tampa's calling my name.
Get on a plane. So Dawn says, yes, we're spoiled. Yes, we are. We are definitely spoiled, even with like local line dance events. Maddie B says, also take lessons from numerous coaches, Having a stable one is great, but getting lessons from others is super helpful. Oh, and learn the character of each dance. They should look different. Are you mean my polka's not supposed to look like my triple two? Come on. That's just yeah. I definitely agree with that one with getting lessons from having multiple coaches. I love that. That was definitely one. Even in line dance, I would have a specific. You have your like you have your base, but everyone specializes in something different, especially in the line dance world. People who are good with the funky not necessarily are good with the waltz, and vice versa. I I absolutely love that. I love that advice. Everyone has their specialty. Everyone has their niche. Everyone has stuff they are amazing at, and there's other stuff that other people are amazing at. Don't be afraid to take lessons from multiple people. That is for sure. That is something I learned very early on. I was very blessed with who I started as a newcomer with was Donna Bonham Steinfeld and Sean Sways. I probably could not have asked for two better coaches to start learning how to dance from. Probably could not have asked. So it was great. I learned a ton from the both of them. I have so much respect and love for both of them to this day. So could not have asked for a better start to my dance journey on that. So, but guys, if you have any other questions about Zoom webinars, feel free to message either one of us. Both of us will gladly answer. If for some reason we don't have the answer, I will find it. I know most of it with the Zoom. I've studied the Zoom webinars a lot. I've learned their little tricks. I will make one up. Do what?
I'll make one up.
I'll make one up. So don't hesitate to ask. We'll gladly help with anything possible. Right up until through the event, it won't cut off. You'll have up until through the Zoom up until the event ends to sign up for it. So we could be going on Saturday at 5 o'clock and we're still broadcasting, and you can join us if you forget, and then you'll have access to the playbacks. Well, like I said, as soon as this is over, I'll be sending Jen the link to the Zoom if you want to go through there instead of going through Country Dance Director. Two different ways to register. That way it will be active. That way you can register to sign up and get lovely emails from myself and Jen regarding it. Maddie says, I'm hosting a Zoom watch party, so while everyone watches, we can also talk and ask questions, cheer each other on. I saw that. I absolutely love that. A Zoom watch party of everybody watching Zoom. That is great. That is absolutely great. Maybe I'll join in. I have enough devices. I might be able to make that happen. I can see it now. We'll walk in. I'll have two computers here, an iPad here, a computer here. Be like a circle.
Be like a sports bar.
Well, that's kind of what my office looks like now. TVs. And I have a 43-inch, a 21-inch or 19-inch, whatever it is, and then a 32-inch, all surrounding me with a camera in the middle and a microphone. So, yeah, it's kind of what my office looks like now. It's no different. So, but guys, if you have any questions, message us. Hope we were able to answer everything that you needed to know. Like we said, next week, April 30th through May 2nd, join us. It's going to be blastful. So don't forget to sign up, Country Dance Director or through Zoom. We'll have it up through both. If you have any questions, feel free to email Jennifer. If it's about Zoom, you can email either one of us. But thanks for coming on and joining me today, Jen. It was fun.
Thank you.
Oh, it was
I'm
a blast.
excited about next weekend.
So, but guys, no more honky tonks this week. I kind of leave in the morning, but head over to YouTube, like and follow, subscribe, hit the bell. 7 Area Media's YouTube channel. We're currently broadcasting on both YouTube and Facebook. So if you're already on YouTube, just hit subscribe. If not, head over. That's where we're going to be broadcasting the Heart of Texas this weekend, live from Dallas, Texas. And then I leave. I'm back for a day, and then I leave to go to an event in Myrtle Beach where I'll be putting down the floor on Tuesday, and then I'll be setting up in my hotel with my plethora of screens in my hotel room to broadcast this event all next week. We got the judging going on, and then you'll get to see 2 days of great action of dancing competition. So, like I said, until next time, guys, hope you had fun with us. See ya.